Now, in the previous session, we learned about everything about the story of two boys, Samir 1 and Samir 2. Then we tried to find out that how we can share the same names but we begin to different communities. Belonging to different communities can bring a vast change in the kind of the life that you live. Now today again, we'll try to find out something new. Now what does diversity add to our lives? Diversity is a way in which things changes. Different changes, different things, they are the part of diversities. Now how these different things, they add something to our lives. You know what? We have different friends. But those different friends are adding something different to our lives. The kind of the language they speak, we learn from them. The kind of the different food they eat, we share it with them. And if we love the taste, we also insist our mothers to prepare the same. Then the kind of the clothes they wear, the kind of the festivals they celebrate, everything is changing and impacting our life. If you see this first picture and then the second picture, can you see some difference? Here these are the boys which are from different culture. When you make friends with someone who is from an entirely different culture, you not only get influenced by their culture, but they also get influenced by the rituals, the religion, the festival and everything that you do and you follow. And this is how we add colors to our lives. So in short, we can say that diversity adds colors to our lives. Now let's talk about stories. Stories, a very common term. At this age, you all must have heard, seen and maybe created and framed different kinds of stories. Of course, there can be a very different genre that you like. Maybe you like horror stories, maybe you like sci-fi stories, maybe some of you would like to hear and read autobiographies, biographies, and I'm sure all of you must have enjoyed the bedtime stories by your nani or your dadi sometime in your life. So stories are a very different thing. Stories are very different. Why are they different? Because the kind of the characters they have, the kind of the settings they have, the different people, the different animals that we talk about, that makes a story interesting. See, this is a picture where if I show you this picture and if I ask you to write a story, maybe you will start thinking all about animals, their lives, the problems they face, maybe the threat of a hunter. These all things will come to your mind. If I show you this story, maybe you will be able to relate it with a fairy tale, the kind of the stories of Cinderella that we have read. Could be a normal story. Stories of two boys who were friends, used to sit in sun, used to study together. One day it started raining, whatever comes to your mind. And then this one more wherein a girl is loving to read the books. This picture shows her love for the books and maybe something of some similar type you will also draft. Now, what comes to your mind? Why am I showing you different pictures and I'm asking you that think of different stories that you have ever heard, you have ever listened from anyone? Again, this is an activity time. Imagine. Now put your thinking caps on and you all have to start imagining that if all the storytellers and writers that you have heard and read so far were forced to live in a place where all the people wore the same two colors, red and white, ate the same food, maybe potatoes, took care of the same two animals, for example, the deer and the cat, and to entertain themselves, plays a snake and ladder. So what kind of stories do you think they will be able to write? Obviously, a person who lives in a particular area, deals with particular types of animals or people, his or her thinking is restricted to that particular thing only. If I am wearing red and white clothes, and I'm surrounded by all the people who are wearing the same kind of clothes, I wouldn't be able to think beyond that. Similarly, if I have just seen two animals in my life, just the cat and the deer, and I don't know if any other animal as such exists in the outer world, my stories would always be confined to just two animals, cat and deer. Every time I write a story, I will always be referring either to cat or to deer. Do you think I will be able to, or why just me, any person, anybody who writes a story, any writer, anyone, a storyteller, or maybe the people who just tells you story while you sleep, the bedtime stories, will they be able to expand their horizon and think of something else beyond the things that we have discussed just now? I am sure the answer is no. And why no? Why? Why can't we think beyond that? Because I have not seen all those things. I have never experienced anything apart from all those things in my life. And if my life is not a mixture of different diversities, my perception and my horizon is always limited to one part.